Welcome back, my friends, to Marvel Snap. The developers have given us this video update of what to expect from the coming season, detailing all of the new locations we are going to receive. We also have data mines for the season passes we're going to read for the next 2 months, so December and January. And we also have some common questions that have been clarified by the devs. We're going to watch through this and then be able to break down the Easter eggs and the nuggets that we can glean from it.
We've got a new season, Warriors of Wakanda. It's got a new card, Black Panther himself.
Finally, as everyone predicted, we've got the Black Panther. They faked us out last time with the Daredevil instead of the She-Hulk, but Black Panther, as everybody expected.
This season is to bring a real, live Black Panther here to the second dinner offices. Everyone's gonna love it. I can't wait to see their faces. They're gonna be so excited. When you play Black Panther, his power doubles. Now, this is a great combo with cards that increase his power before you play him, like Nakia or Okoye. It's also a great combo with Wong, who doubles your on reveals, because you can get his power to...
I can only imagine that as they were balancing the Nakia and the Okoye earlier on in the beta, they always had in their mind that Black Panther was going to arrive, and these cards were already incredibly popular and prevalent, so they knew they had to tone it down. Otherwise, Black Panther was going to be the most busted card on release you could imagine.
More than once. And if you cap it all off with Taskmaster, he'll copy Black Panther's power to another location.
Ben Brode hitting us with some really solid deck building advice. This is very much in line with the deck that I've currently been trying with Black Panther. It's doing okay. The hand buff archetype here it feels like it's missing a couple pieces to really come into its own. Black Panther is easily able to win the single location, and then you need to find something like the Taskmaster to be able to distribute your strength to another location. That's where we're going to have to keep on optimizing the deck list. They don't mention the Zola here, I believe. No, they don't. So the Zola can come in alongside the Taskmaster as another incredible option, make your deck more consistent, and then give you the multiple Panthers. Also, the Zola is going to allow Black Panther to trigger his on-reveal ability yet again, and if we go back, you can stack the Zola on top of the location with the Wong, and if those are the only two cards there, the Zola is going to be able to hit both cards. Now, it's 50-50 as to whether he takes them in the right order or not, but it is still, it's hilarious when it pops off.
Location. In this season pass, we've got a Black Panther Ancestors variant, an Okoye variant, and a Nakia variant. The locations for this season are Warrior Falls, Vibranium Mines, Throne Room, and Shuri's Lab.
Okay, we're going to get the details of exactly what these locations do later on in the video.
Good ideas can come from anyone on the team. We usually take those ideas, we put them down on paper, figure out how we can really make them happen.
Yes, the physical cards. Now, they have said on the forums that they're not interested in really making a physical version of Snap. They don't see that as really meshing with some of their design decisions. So it's very unlikely that we're going to get even physical card mementos, unfortunately.
Our characters to life. We start out with the lasso and cut technique, and it kind of resulted in a very dynamic, smooth, transitional appeal that really worked well with the line art of comic book art. So we took that and we kind of brought it into the future.
Wakanda forever!
Step 4 is the 3D phase. We have these really dynamic characters, but how do we take them to the next step? We actually developed a technique in-house, allowing us as artists to define the form and shape, to also parallax the background, which added to that effect. Step 5 is the effects and sound layer. You know, this is when we bring these characters to life. Here we get
to our new location. So first up here that we get to see revealed is the Throne Room. We don't know the order that they're going to be released in game. Cards here with the highest power have their power doubled. So we see the Medusa going up to 8 strength, and then the other two cards remaining down at 2. Obviously strongly incentivizing you to play a really big body here to make the most of the doubling, but then also heavily incentivizing you to tech Shang-Chi into your deck, because it's going to be very common occurrence that the card here is going to be big enough for Shang-Chi to be able to destroy. I mean, it's effectively going to be guaranteed. It would just be a 5 power card would be the minimum to get large enough for Shang-Chi to kill him. So I feel like the Throne Room is going to be all about Shang-Chi and then the big boys, and then to counter the Shang-Chi, you bring in the armor and the Cosmo.
Like, these are characters that we've read in comics, that we've seen in the movie.
Here we have Shuri's Lab revealed. We're going to see another spread with a lot of these locations together. This one is the one No, it's another one. The Vibranium Mines has the most mystery still around it. So Shuri's Lab, when you play a card here, double its power. So we see Quicksilver is up to 4. Once again, synergizing with all of the doubling effects is going to make Black Panther go absolutely insane. So I think this whole season is going to... decks are going to thrive if they have really big bodies. And here is our full... Nope, we have Shuri's Lab. Not quite the full spread yet.
We spent all this time adding all these cool effects and...
Here we go. Now, if you guys want to check out the full dev video, then you can find it up on their YouTube channel. So we have Shuri's Lab right next to Vibranium Mines, Warriors Falls. Clearly, they have some kind of developer environment where they're able to do hard testing with all of the new locations to be able to get a feel for how they run. So we've seen Shuri's Lab. We've already seen a Throne Room in one of the previous spreads, and now we get the Vibranium Mines. When you play a card here, shuffle 3 Vibranium into your deck. We don't know what Vibranium does yet. The suspicion is that it's going to be a desirable rock. We're going to see a Vibranium at 4 strength just in the next moments of the video. But now we want to call our attention over to Warrior Falls. We don't know any things about the cost of Vibranium or if it has an effect on it or not. At least not yet. So Warrior Falls, after each turn, cards here fight, destroy the weakest one or ones. So the understanding here would be that if cards are tied at the lowest power, they would all be destroyed. Otherwise, it's just the smallest one. So you're going to see just a frame or 2 of the destruction effect beginning to knock off the shocker here.
And colors and
they show Thing, Moon Girl,
cards.
They fight,
check them out, make
and
sure
there we go. And now we have the Vibranium. Now this whole interaction, I'm a little bit confused. I'm confused on a number of pieces of what is happening here. So let's look at this. We have the Vibranium Mines. We have the Vibranium right here. We don't get to see its cost. We see that it's at 4 strength. It did not get pulled into the fight, or at least that's what it appeared like. Also, this is at the very end of the game, and it doesn't seem like the thing was destroyed. Perhaps Vibranium prevents cards from being destroyed at the location because it's such an ultra-durable substance. We're not sure. Also here at Shuri's Lab, we see the Nakia is at 4 strength. I don't see any card effects that would have brought her up to 2 to then be doubled. So are they testing a buff to Nakia where she's going to be a 3-2 body instead of the 3-1 body that she is right now? Maybe. Maybe this is a testing environment and we're actually never going to see that change. But I'm curious if this is foreshadowing a balance change or not. I haven't noticed any other potential cards behaving differently from what we would expect otherwise. But this is a huge Black Panther, clearly synergizing with Shuri's Lab, and the Taskmaster is a beautiful combo.
Game and they don't break. Hey bro, back to you at HQ. I'm getting a lot of weird messages. Is everything good? Who is Snuggles?
Thanks, Tomorrow. That was really cool. That's Warriors of Wakanda. It's gonna be a great season. Lots of cool stuff. If you haven't downloaded the game yet, check it out on iOS, Android, or PC. It's gonna be really cool. See you online.
HR's gonna be so mad.
And there's the dev breakdown. So we don't get any other glimpse behind the curtain for roadmap features. We have in the past. They're very upfront about talking about what they are working on. So I think that just with the full release, they've been absolutely swamped with bug fixing and making sure that everything is running smoothly for the full release. And then it's going to be these next couple of seasons where they start bringing in the elements of the roadmap that they've said that they've been having in development for a little while. Next up, we have the leaks of what we could be seeing in the future season passes. The data miners have already found the splash screens from the main menu of the game for December and for January. So, coming up in December, most likely is going to be a galactic theme set with headlined by the Silver Surfer as the premium card. And then in January, we're going to be looking at a Lost World series with Zabu as the headline card. We see some of the premium card backs that could be available, the avatars, and the alternate art that's going to be coming out alongside. We only see one of the card backs over here with the surfboard. But now let's take a look at what we think the Silver Surfer and Zabu are going to be like. Okay, Silver Surfer here again. This is the expected appearance of the card, is that he's a 3/0 on reveal. Give your other 3-cost cards plus 3 power. This seems like a crazy tool for deck building. It has the on-reveal synergies. The Odin deck is already running a lot of valuable 3-drops like the Wolfsbane, like the Ironheart. Having the Silver Surfer being able to come in like a budget Spectrum and then buff all of those cards. You can play him with Wong, you can play him with Odin, you could play him alongside Sarah with a deck that makes your energy more efficient so that you're playing even more of these 3-drops. I can see Silver Surfer being a bit of a meta staple. Next we have Zabu here, and he's recently been updated from what the previous data mine had been, so it shows that the devs, these are definitely work in progress cards. They're not necessarily going to release in this state, but Zabu is expected to be a 3-2 ongoing, or 4 cost cards cost 2 less to a minimum of 1. This means that if you are stacking or empowering the ongoing effects that you play Zabu, and then you copy Zabu's ability with the Mystique, it's not going to make your 4 cost cards free, it will make them 1 cost, which 1 cost, 1 energy for the 4 cost cards right now in the game is insane. It opens up a lot of other potentially very powerful combinations. The 4 cost price point in the game has been a little bit awkward for a little while, but it keeps getting fleshed out. And I think that Zabu is also going to have some amazing things. The developers have been fairly clear with how they've been balancing the game, is that all the energy cheats have just remained. In Pool 3, the name of the game is energy cheats and how you can play beyond the energy curve that they just normally give you, and Zabu is going to slot right in there, so I think that he is also going to be a meta staple if he releases in this state, of course. Finally, rounding out our discussion from the Ask the Team forum portion of the official Discord server, we see that their plan is still to get to be releasing 1 card a week, which is going to be such an enormous step up from what they are doing right now. The whole monetization scheme around that has been completely hidden from us. We're not sure what to expect there, but it's going to be very welcome to be able to see more cards entering into the ecosystem, especially as all the new players are able to catch up and start expanding their collections. And then one other bit that I pulled here is talking specifically about the pool matchmaking, answered by Ben Brode himself. So this is asking about if the matchmaking is locked per what pool you are a part of. The game itself never references the card pools, but it changes so much in terms of what cards you're able to draw from, and the assumption was that it was also changing your matchmaking, but it is not actually a hard cutoff. Ben Brode saying the card series and the matchmaking pools don't line up exactly like that. It's not Series 2 versus Series 2 and Series 3 versus Series 3. The breakpoints are at different collection levels. So there is a hard cutoff if you're not going to play somebody at a collection level so significantly above you that they have an outsized advantage. But the cutoff will allow a person at the very end of Pool 2 to play somebody at the beginning of Pool 3. I think that the goal here is to always be encouraging you to continue to expand your collection, because you're occasionally going to be playing people with cards that you just don't have access to. And so it's to prod you along the collection track as fast as possible. So there we have it. That's all the news for Marvel Snap that we have around the coming season. If we get any major updates, there will of course be videos right here. So subscribe to the channel if you want to be able to get notified of all things changing in the Snap world. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.